This week's edition of Church Media Design TV is sponsored by Dan's Ink and Toner, and a whole lot more. Welcome to another edition of Church Media Design TV, tips, tricks, and how-to for you, the church media designer. Whether you're creating graphics and motion arts for Sunday mornings, or you're making print materials for during the week, or you're designing websites, or even if you don't work in the church, we're here to help you use media to increase God's kingdom. We want to leverage the media around us and use it wisely so that we can accomplish this goal, or not really a goal, but to help increase God's kingdom and help bring people to know Christ. That's the ultimate goal. I could care less about all the rest of this stuff. That's the most important part. I'm the host, Brad Zimmerman, and I'm joined every single week with my favorite friends. It's the three wise men in Jesus. We got Dwight Schrute, Colonel Sanders, Little Whitey, and of course, Jesus Christ, the Son of the Lord Most High. Well, in this week's edition, we're going to be talking about some QuickTime editing tips. We're going to show you how to save videos in YouTube in HD. We're going to cover a whole lot of different stuff. We're going to give you a free worship background and a whole lot more. But the first thing I really wanted to say is I am so glad to be back in the studio. It was great being out at the conferences. Just got back from the Echo conference, and before that I was at the Gurus of Tech conference, and it was great meeting all of you guys and getting to know some of you guys at the conferences. I want to give a shout out to Nathaniel, who helped do some live streaming and gave me my camera back when I left it in his trust. So thank you for being an honorable young man and giving me my camera back. So it was just a great time at those conferences, but I am excited to be back at the studio, back at the home base, and helping you guys week in and week out. And so this week's going to be full of a ton of great tips and tricks that I've learned along the way, and some news and some great stuff. So if the three wise men and Jesus are ready, let's get into it. Well, this week I got a quick tip for you. A while back we talked about saving YouTube, and I am consistently trying to find videos for the show and inspiration. And so what we're going to do is we're going to quickly go to YouTube, if I can spell YouTube correctly.com, and let's go find some video in HD. Now let's see. David Crowder Band has a really hilarious video called Twitter Will Kill You, and this is in HD. This is kind of long, but if we go and click to watch in HD, and then we use this nice little deal from Nathan Hammond, and he made a bookmarklet, which is a JavaScript bookmark that can control things on the page. And he has a regular saving YouTube, but he also has a YouTube HD download. And so I've brought that up here into my toolbar, and I just have this HD YouTube download. And as soon as I click YouTube HD download, it's gonna find that video, and it's gonna pop up a window for me to save it. Now, I think what it's doing right now is actually loading all of that video before it lets me save it. There's actually another one out there that I'll show you real quickly that does something else, and that one is how to download videos in HD. This is another bookmarklet, and I'm just going to drag this up to the toolbar. And if I go back to this page, so you can see our save window showed up, great. So we can save the file, change the name, it's now saved in HD. This other one, when we click on it, it actually alters the page and adds this download as a 720p HD, and it says right click to save as, and that one you can change the name of. So I'll have links to both of those things on the website, but now you can save out those glorious HD versions of videos on YouTube, whether you're going to show them in your youth ministry, or you want to save some inspiration just in case it gets taken down later, or keep it legal. I'll just say that. So check it out, YouTube HD download. Well, this week I'm going to pull some resources from our stockpile and hopefully fill you guys up full of more resources than you know what to do with, so that you have more things that you can turn to when you're trying to create media in your church. The first thing is videoteaching.com. Now, we talked about videoteaching.com a long time ago. They recently launched, and these are free video teachings from high quality pastors, or high quality communicators is a better way to say it, from around the country and around the world. I think Brian Houston from Australia is on there. But you got people like Craig Rochelle and Perry Noble and Wayne Cordero from Hawaii. I would love to be working at a church in Hawaii, by the way. That would just be fun. I'm sure it would be a blast. But anyway, so you can check out all of these great videos. There's quite a bit of conversation and controversy going on with video teaching, but all that to say, there's a resource for you. Now, the next one has to do with After Effects. If you're new to After Effects and you're trying to learn it, there is a great new series that MotionWorks has started. The host, John Dickinson, started this series, and he said, man, I've been looking around on the web, and there's a lot of great tutorials on how to do these different things, but there's no tutorial series that goes through and says, this is what all of these effects actually do, and this is how you can use them. And so he is doing After Effects effects A to Z, and he's starting, and they've posted 2 so far. There might be more by the time you get to the site, but they're doing A to Z, every effect in After Effects that comes stock, including the Psycore, the CC effects. And so I'm excited to watch this series just to see if they lead on any tips about some different things. I watched one on advanced lighting just this morning, and it was really cool. They showed some different things that you can do with lighting and alpha channels. So I want to encourage you guys to check that one out. And then finally, here's some images to add to your library. These are 10 high-res coffee stain textures from 6revisions.com. So all of the links for all of these resources will be on the website. Go check these out, and hopefully this will add to your arsenal so you guys can create your media. Well, this week I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about QuickTime. Now, I know a lot of you guys either don't have the editing software you wish you had, or you want to do more with less money and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to talk to you guys about QuickTime Pro, which my last recollection is it costs $30 for QuickTime Pro on Mac and PC. Now, I've heard a lot of things about how it comes standard, the Pro version on a Mac, and how the PC version is going to be free soon. So things might change with that. That might be free, but at most it's going to cost you $30. And a lot of times it's like, okay, I got QuickTime Pro and now I can compress things or whatever. That's nice and all, but you can actually do a lot more with QuickTime Pro, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So the first thing we're going to do is open up our QuickTime movie here, and this is just one of the backgrounds that I've made. This is a 720p video. This is actually already compressed, and you can see in here we have our little video. Now, let's say we didn't like part of this video right in the middle. We can actually set a in and out point by using the I and the O key, and we can set that in and out point, and it set this work area bar. We actually can also just drag these around, and we can do a few different things. We can actually cut, copy, paste, or delete. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to cut, and you'll see that now our video skips because we've just removed part of that video. We can undo that, and we can actually trim this down to that selection. So we can do trim to selection, and now our video is only that long. So now we only have a 7-second video. So this comes really in handy when you're you got just a little clip, maybe you shot it on your Flip Minnow or something like that, and you just need to chop off the beginning and the end. Or let's say you get a video from a website, you buy a video from Worship House or one of those type of sites, and at the end they have some sort of thing that you don't like or you do like, and you can just clip that off without ever having to step into editing software, and that's pretty cool. So the other thing you can do is paste. So I'm just going to open up another movie here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to do select all, which is Control A, and then I'm going to do copy. Then I'm going to go back into this window, and right in the middle here, I'm just going to hit edit, paste. And now you can see our timeline is longer, and it now has that video right in the middle. So let's say you're making a video and you forgot to put in, a graphic, or you forgot one small clip, but you don't want to have to go through the huge render time to put that in there. Just render out your small little clip and chuck it right in the middle. Now, you can't do fades, you can't do any of that stuff. It's going to be hard cuts, but if that works out with your video editing, it's going to save you a lot of time. One other cool thing you can do is you can go and open up an MP3. So I have this O Gravity MP3. We're going to open this with, and we're going to choose QuickTime Player. So it's going to open it in the QuickTime Player. We're going to do select all, and then we're going to do copy. And then inside this player, we have our video here that's playing. We're going to do edit, and we're going to add to selection and scale. So what that's going to do is it's going to scale our music down, and it will probably play it pretty fast here. I can't actually hear what this is sounding like, but you can see it's added that movie to it, and it's added the soundtrack to that selection. Now we can undo that, and we can just add to movie. Now what that's going to do is it's added after our 30 seconds, it's added that whole song track there, which doesn't really work out well. But what this is really useful for is, let's say you render out an entire movie and then, ooh, I screwed up the audio at this one point. Or, hey, I rendered out of After Effects and I forgot to include the sound. Well, what you can do now is you can just render out the sound, and then you can combine those tracks together. You can just add and scale. You also can copy and paste via another way that I'll show you next. So we're going to undo that. We have our window here. Now we're going to go to a very powerful area, which is Window and Movie Properties. And this is going to pull up our Movie Properties window, and you'll see all of the tracks that we have available. And if I select our video track, I can go to Visual Settings, and you can see there's a lot of different things in here. We can actually scale this down. So let's say we want to scale this down to 640 by 360. It'll automatically scale it uniformly, and we have that done, and now we can go and save, and we're good to go. Well, the next thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to crop your videos down inside QuickTime. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, I've had weird issues with this. I think it might have to do with my screen capture software, but I think I got it working finally, so I'm going to show it to you now. So, a lot of times you'll find widescreen videos online, and you need to crop those down to 800 by 600. Now, QuickTime uses a image file, the .gif image file, to do its cropping. It's just a black and white image. White is what you're going to keep, and black is what you're going to get rid of. And you just need to make that image and crop it down. So what I did is I made a widescreen image that is 1280 by 720 that has a perfect 4 by 3 square in the center of it, and that's how we're going to crop this down. So I'm going to go and choose my 800 new and hit open, and you'll see we have a white square in the center of the screen. If we hit invert though, you're going to see it's cropped it down perfectly. Now, if we want to make this so it's 800 by 600, all I have to do is change this value to 800, and it'll do 800 by 450, but it will still, or actually we need to change this to 600 because that's our tallest dimension, and that should be a 800 by 600 background that we can now save out, and that's how it's going to play back. So that's how you crop down a video. Now, the next trick that I'm going to show you, which I think is one of the most important, has to do with H.264 compression. Now, a lot of times you're doing H.264 and you render it out and you're like, okay, that looks not as good. And if you're using ProPresenter or you're using H.264 files in MediaShout, which you should be, these are great file formats to work with and the quality is really great, but Apple has a problem. Their problem is their displays are made appropriately for their machines, and so they are actually doing gamma shift on their displays so that graphics look better on their screen than any other screen. And what happens is you go in QuickTime and render something out and it doesn't look so hot. Now on your Mac it might look okay, but on PCs and on your screen on Sunday morning, which isn't an Apple display, it's not going to look right. And this is the way you fix it. So we're going to go in here and we're going to go to Movie Properties, and we're going to click our video track, same place we're always in. We're going to do a couple steps. We're going to hit Blend, fade this up to 100% if it will let me. And then we're going to go back down and we're going to do Straight Alpha. And now if we click through on our timeline, you can see how much brighter those colors are and how much more vibrant those colors are. I'm going to not save those changes and keep that picture in your mind. Don't save. I'll reopen this real fast and you'll be able to see how much more dull all of those colors are. The pinks are not as bright and vibrant, so that's an easy way to fix that. Last but not least, you can actually add 2 videos together, or as many videos as you want, and mix them together. So we're going to quickly do that. You can go inside and take one movie and add it to the other. So we're going to copy this guy. So we're just going to do Control A or Command A, and then Control or Command C. Then we're going to go in here and we're going to do Add to Selection and Scale. And you'll see that all we did was add another video. But if we go to our movie properties window and we see that we have now 2 video tracks here, and the second video track is actually on top of the first, so we're just going to go in here and go to blend, and you can see I can now blend these together, and they're perfect loops. And so here we go, we're done. Maybe we want to flip this around or scale it down or whatever you may want to do, but that's an easy way to do that. So hopefully those tips were helpful, and you can use those to help maybe streamline some processes of cropping videos down, or taking the ends off of clips, or replacing an audio track. There's a lot of different quick things that you can do in QuickTime instead of jumping into your full-fledged editing software if you have it. Remember the gamma tip, because it will make your videos look a lot better, and they won't look like crap and be all dull gray anymore. So there's your tips, and we're going to get into some freebies and inspiration next. This week's inspiration is 2 words: TRON Legacy. This week's freebie, as you can see, I've been messing around with some bokeh effects, which is like the lens blurs on images. Been messing around with some particle effects and having some fun. So If you don't like them, I'm sorry, but you're going to see them for a while. And if you do like them, be excited, because I'm probably going to create about 10 of these because I really like these. I think they add a lot and I love the way they look. So check these out. You can download it in widescreen and in full screen. They're perfect loops, and you can get them in H.264 as well as WMV. So check out this Bokeh loop or Bokeh. I don't even know how to say it correctly, but go check this out and download it at ChurchMediaDesign.tv and add it to your arsenal today. Well, we wanted to say thank you to our sponsor of Dan'sInkandToner.com. Now, you've been hearing me talk about Dan's Ink and Toner for a long time, but I want to encourage you guys in the tough economic times that we're in today, when you don't have money, Dan's going to help you save a lot of money. Now, if you already have a printer and you need to get toner or ink, he can help you get it close to cost. It's all at wholesale prices, so you're going to save a lot of money on it. And if you're looking to replace your printer, or your printer is currently falling apart on you, you can get a full service leasing program and a whole lot more. So if you want to find out more about that, you can call Dan at this number, or you can email him, or you can sign up for the store by going here and clicking for the wholesale/store sign up. Sign up, use the promo code, or let Dan know that you heard about it from Church Media Design TV. He's going to hook you up, and it's going to help us out a lot. So go over and check out Dan'sInkandToner.com. Well, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Church Media Design TV. Now, I want to say a special thank you to Adam for editing the show, because today is Adam's birthday. So if you guys want to wish Adam a belated birthday, you can send him a reply on Twitter. He's at Adam CMD TV, or you can send him an email at adam@churchmediadesign.tv, and just let him know how much you guys appreciate the show being edited on time and getting online, because he helps make sure that is done and done well. So thanks for doing that, Adam. Also, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If this is your first episode or your 75th episode, I'm glad that you guys are here, and I'm excited to be doing this still. It was great being at those conferences, but it's great being back here in front of the camera, letting you guys know how to use media and giving you guys some tools so you guys can create. If you guys want to sign up for the newsletter, you can head over to ChurchMediaDesign.tv/subscribe to subscribe for that. The other thing is, as you can see on my chest, we now have t-shirts. And we're going to be selling these to help with some of the cost that it takes to do this, and some of the time and stuff like that, because we really don't make much money, if any money, doing the show. So I really want to encourage you guys to go to store.churchmediadesign.tv, and hopefully I will have a store page up there. If not, I will let you know when it will be there. But go to store.churchmediadesign.tv. I'm fairly positive it will be there when you get there. The shirts will be $15, and they cover shipping, and we have most sizes, and if you have a special size, we can maybe do it on a request basis. So I really want to encourage you guys to check that out. If you guys have any questions or comments, you can always find me on Twitter. It's twitter.com/CMDTV. You can email me, brad@churchmediadesign.tv, and leave comments on our website, which is ChurchMediaDesign.tv. So until next week, I want to thank you guys for being here. And as for me and the three wise men in Jesus, we're saying, see you later.